fresh food into our schools is now on hold, affecting kids and local farmers. WBZ's Louisa Moeller looks at the impact.
Inside the Worcester Regional Food Hub, new ovens are being unwrapped, new sinks are ready for suds, and ranges are almost ready to fire up. The nonprofit, which connects food from local farms to schools, expanding to its second location, in part because of federal funding.
It really took off in the fall of 2023 when the Northeast Food for Schools grant program started and just business skyrocketed.
Director Sean Rainford says the hub moved $1 million worth of locally produced food to lunches in area school districts last year. Now the program could drop off.
Just another example of bad actions by Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
All because Governor Healy says the U.S. Department of Agriculture has terminated the $12.2 million in grants that were going toward farm-to-school food for next year. The USDA told Massachusetts it, quote, determined this agreement no longer effectuates agency priorities and that termination of the award is appropriate. The move could have a downstream effect on Katie Carlson's apple business. The Harvard orchard owner stacks her apples in large freezers, and when the Worcester hub needs local fruit for schools, she gets a call.
It's definitely going to hurt the bottom line. I mean, we know that this time of year we can count on the Worcester Food Hub.
Hey everybody, it's Harrison with Bardwell Farm, and I just wanted to give a quick message on what's happening with agriculture right now and the new Trump administration, and how it's affecting our farm on a big scale, even at our small size, and how it's affecting big farms as a whole. And if none of you are aware, some of you probably are and have been doing a lot of reading, there's been a lot of cuts to a lot of federal programs between spending money for local food systems to climate change adaptation plans, a lot of USDA funding cuts in NRCS programs to help farmers. And a lot of these programs are really strongly affecting our farm. And we're what's called more of a mid-sized farm in the New England area. But we're peanuts compared to the large ag out in the Midwest. I want to start with talking about the LFPA program, which is a federally funded program that gives money and funding to different organizations to help feed and support students, kids, and families in need that just can't afford to pay for food each day, to put food on their plates. We have been working with a lot of organizations in the past couple of years that have developed and taken money on for these programs to do the sole thing that we have been trying to do, feed the community. And with these drastic cut in funding, about $1 billion overall for the USA, I think it's about $12 million for Massachusetts alone, funding has been cut to feed students in schools so they can eat nutritious, healthy lunches, to give them food during the summer so they can continue to eat fresh and healthy foods, to feed families that just can't afford to buy fresh local produce. We're estimating almost a $300,000 loss if we can't regain and find those markets within the next couple months. And that's a huge hit. That's about 30% of our overall sales for our farm. We are scrambling to figure out how we can pivot and find new markets or do different sales channels to try to come up with the loss of these funds. We're really hoping and anticipating that something might turn around and change, because this is a big loss. It's not only a loss to our farm, but the organizations that are implementing this, to the families that are being fed, to the students that are being fed. And it also goes down the other side of the supply chain to our employees. You know, can we keep enough employees on to sustain the business that we're going to lose? And so forth. We're really uncertain about what the next couple of months will look like, and we're really worried about financially how we're going to support our business and hope we can sustain this. So I'm asking our customers, I'm asking our supporters to be aware of what's going on, and not only how it's affecting us, but how it's affecting you, how it's affecting other people, your friends and your family. Because this is big, and this is a lot happening at once and a lot of loss happening at once. The second thing I want to bring up is the amount of cuts to employees, to contracts, to funding for programs to help farms grow and develop sustainably for their farm. And to talk a little bit about that, I'm talking about climate changes, dealing with the soil health, improving crop qualities, improving soil quality, combating against climate change and the adverse weather that we're dealing with now. The USDA and specifically NRCS, which is the Natural Resource Conservation Service, is an organization under the NRCS that their sole purpose is to help farms grow and develop in these programs. And they offer contracts, which are matching funds or percentage funds to help farms implement these practices. Many farms have started contracts and are now being told they're not getting the funds to cover the costs. Some farms have signed contracts and now are told that the funding won't be there to do these projects. Some folks have started to put in applications to implement these projects and told that we don't know what's going to happen, but we won't have funding anymore. This is really impactful, especially for small farms who are investing in these projects that could cost up to $100,000 plus. And for a small acreage farm, that's a lot of income and that's a lot of money to pull out of pocket at a moment's notice. Fortunately, we're not in the boat where we have signed contracts that are deemed the funding is frozen, but we do have contracts out there and we're unsure if that funding is going to still be there once the project comes to fruition. There's been a lot of cuts in employees that help implement these practices, people that really care about agriculture and really want to help the farms, support the farms and help us grow, help us develop the land that we're growing our crops on, help fight against the weather that we're dealing with, create better conditions for not only the crops but the soil. These are big aspects when it comes to farming as a whole. And the cuts of the employees to help implement these practices, the cuts of the funding, this is very impactful to not only us, but also these people. And we're losing a lot of funding being lost and a lot of projects, a lot of good that farmers want to do to help the land, to help grow crops is being pulled right out from underneath us. So we're going through some difficult times right now. There's a lot of uncertainties. And farmers need to speak up on what is happening and how they are being affected directly. And it's not on a small scale. This is happening amongst lots of different farms, a lot of different scales. And it's big. It's big changes and they're quick. And there's not enough time to adjust. There's not enough time to make a plan. And I'm worried that I don't know what the next 6 months are going to look like. But I think as farmers, we are diverse and we're optimistic and we need to make changes and make plans as they come. That's part of our job every day. We deal with Mother Nature, which changes every day. But this is on a larger scale than I think a lot of us are used to dealing with in such a short amount of time. With that said, those are two out of many things that are happening with farms, with agriculture as a whole. And again, I'm asking for your support. If you support your local farm, if you like going to your local farm stand, if you like going to your local co-op to buy produce, meats, eggs, you name it. If you like going to restaurants to go out to eat that support local, keep doing that. Costs are probably going to go up. Go support these people. Support the farms, support the industries. We're not here to make millions. We're here to grow food. We're here to support the community. We're here to do better for the environment. And that's our main goal as farmers. We don't ask for a lot in return. It's hard enough as it is to grow food out in the fields without knowing what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, climate-wise, weather-wise. And so we're always struggling with something. But with that said, that's, at least for me, that's what drives me to get up every morning and go farm, to go grow food. But more importantly, I'm putting fresh, nutritious food on your plate, your neighbor's plate, your friend's plate, your family's plate. And it's not coming from 1,000 miles away or from across the world. So if you have a local farmer in your back pocket that you really like, it could be one, it could be many. Go support them. They're hurting in some way, and they need your support. They need your voice. Support them on these things. Speak up and say, we need our farms. Because without our farms, we won't eat. And if our farms close because we don't have the funding to help us get through financially, or the markets to be able to sell our product, we're not going to be here anymore. And we need farms for the future. We need food for the future. So think about what's going on. Do some research. Understand what's happening, not only to the farms, but to other businesses that either is surrounded by agriculture or just as a general. Reach out to them, see how they're doing, say hi. And that's all I can say. Thank you for those that do support Bardwell Farm. We really do appreciate the time and the energy that you put in. We enjoy every single one of you, and we're here to help support, and most importantly, we're here to feed you. And that's what I love to do, is feed all of you. So thank you again. If you have any questions, please reach out. We're here to support, and we're here to educate on how we're being affected and how others are.